All right, I am here today with Sydney. Sydney, thank you so much for joining me here for this quick interview. Um, Sydney, tell me where are you from? Are you operating out of, and how old are you?
Yeah, so I'm 23. I'm currently in Tampa, Florida right now. It's where I operate my business currently. Um,
Beautiful, perfect. And Sydney, how quickly did you were you able to kind of get this business rolling? We like to use like 10K a month as a starter threshold, but how quickly were you able to get the business up to that level?
Yeah, so I will say for me, it was a little bit of a slower process in the beginning. That's just kind of me, though. I like to make sure when I do things, I do them thoroughly. So it did take me about 3 months to get hit the 10K mark. But I will say my progress was steady and that I would not have been able to get there if I didn't have the guides that you guys gave me. So it was very helpful.
Amazing. Yeah. And what are you currently doing like right now, rough, threshold?
Yeah, so right now, we're actually in the range of like 17 to 18K a month. So definitely consistently growing and seeing the results from, what I put into it thus far.
Beautiful. And we have some people who are in the home service partner program who are doing this as their main thing. Some people do this as a side income. Were you doing something else before? Are you currently still doing something else?
Yeah, so when I did look into get into this business, I was kind of the end of college, about to finish up college, but I was also doing insurance. Health insurance was like my main thing. However, I did want to kind of utilize different streams of income while also still being my own boss because I am that currently in insurance. So I thought, what you guys were offering was kind of the perfect fit for that. And it ended up really working out for me. And now I'm able to have the flexibility of two different income streams. So definitely happy I looked into it and ultimately made the commitment.
Beautiful. So you were in insurance or starting that kind of same time as starting this, both kind of self-employed.
Mhm.
Um, that's a great, having the flexibility to have both of them. Just for somebody, coming into the program, I know a lot of people, they get nervous starting a business for the first time or being their own boss. Obviously, you were coming right out of college, starting this a long time alongside of something else. How were you feeling going into it? What were your expectations like?
Yeah, so going into it, of course, you're nervous because at the end of the day, this is all on you, but you just have to remember that you have the tools necessary in order to get you to where you want to go. I mean, you guys provided with me with like all the knowledge, all the questions I could have possibly needed. It was really nice whenever I did have a question about something, just reaching out to one of you guys, you'd get back to me like that. And I just never felt like I was alone throughout the whole process. So while I am the owner of my business. Technically, I did feel like I always had support around me. So I didn't have that expectation going into it, but I can say that you can have that expectation going into this now because that was my experience.
Amazing. And I know, that process of getting started can feel a little daunting. So I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that, that the we've met, exceeded expectations
Yeah.
from that standpoint. I guess my last question I would have for you is somebody else who's on the fence, maybe, they're in a corporate role or maybe even in insurance, but graduating, going into that type of entry level role where they might have some level of autonomy over their schedule or something like that. Um, do you have a piece of advice? Would you recommend the business model? What would you tell that person?
Yeah, so of course, I would say I recommend the business model because it did ultimately allow me to have two different sources of income. But I feel like my only advice would just be, what is there to lose? If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But if it does, it probably is going to suffice anything you could expect, if not more, and possibly even turn into your full-time, income. For me, at least, I do like health insurance and having both. So, I mean, it works for both somebody like me who just wants this to be a second option or somebody else who wants to pursue this as their full-time career. I've seen people in this business do both routes. So, I would say just do it.
Amazing. I love it. Sydney, thank you so much for your time. That's really all I got for you. So I
Okay.
appreciate it. And, yeah, we'll talk soon. Bye.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.